Good morning, team. I have so much on my heart. I have so much in my brain. I feel like it's going to blow up. I've been doing a lot of the training for the elite, and there's just so much that I want to say. And I first just want to obviously encourage you. There's so much going on inside of this team, our growth, our personal development, the things that we're learning, the things that we're realizing. And the one thing that keeps sticking out to me is the vision. And despite the hardships and how hard it's going to be, this journey is all part of it. And we can't get to success without the hard work. Now, success defined is different for everybody. So I want you to really dig down and figure out what that is for you. As you know, this team for me is more of a team built by God. He's bringing us all together with our own individual strengths and weaknesses to use each other to build each other up and to teach us and to grow us. And it's pretty spectacular to watch, to be a part of. So despite the days that are going to be very hard, and I know that the journey is very trying, I think we have to remember that our faith has to be bigger than our fear, and our vision has to be in front of us while we are having those moments of doubt and insecurity. And if we keep our eyes on the vision, then we're going to pummel through those fears, and we're not going to let it keep us down. We're not going to let us forget the reason why we're here, the purpose that we have behind it. And I keep saying that over and over again because honestly, that's just what I feel this is all about. It's about crazy growth. And the one thing that I am thinking of, and I have spoken to Laura about it, and I've spoken to other people about it, is how we can be doing vital behaviors behind the scenes and it not be reflected in the points that we're getting in Success Club. But the one thing that I have been realizing, it's a slow process, and I'm struggling there too with the actual points being on board. But the one thing that keeps sticking out to me is those points are a direct reflection of how many lives we're touching. And it's moving our business forward. It's kind of like a reflection of how many lives we're actually impacting. That's not to say we're not building relationships and we're not talking to people, but it's like the fruition of it. It's the final, okay, they are on board. It's like a reflection of the hard work that you've put in, all of those hours and time that you've spent on that person, and they've decided to jump on and decide to take the plunge in trying a program and getting their health back in order. And it's awesome because it can be, instead of it being looked at as a point, it's a life. And I've been really trying to focus in on that and having that impact the way that my mind is thinking. And so I'm committing all my actions to God. It's easy to stay down. It's easy to just be frustrated and annoyed with the way that things are going. But God can't work in us if we're being still and we're frustrated and we're not using our actions and we're not putting it forward and we're not committing it to God. So if you say, like a dream, I was watching the Periscope, and I think some of you have already watched it. The people that are really into this right now and are really moving forward have watched this, the Periscope by Emily Copeland. And it was so amazing to watch because I just kept thinking, wow, God put these dreams in our hearts. This dream did come from me because I didn't want to do this. And so God laid it on my heart, and it took a year for me to finally take the plunge to become a coach. And it was because I was listening to my flesh. I was getting too scared about what was expected and what I could and couldn't do, instead of giving it to God and surrendering it and letting Him work through me. But I had to commit my actions and my daily steps to Him. And so this opportunity, this vision, this dream He put in your heart is something that He's using to reach other people, which is one of His It's the mission, the Great Commission. Just touching, loving others well, touching other lives, making relationships with people, helping them remember how much they matter, their worth. That's honestly what we're called to do. So that's a huge dream that God put in your heart. And whether you doubt it sometimes or not, and you question it, remember this dream is not from you, it's from Him. So we have to dedicate our actions and our goals to that purpose. And so also it's the whole juggling act of, how do I juggle my family versus my business? How many hours do I put in? And I have been learning a lot of this myself. And so what I have come to understand is it's all about priorities, which God and family comes first. Okay. So when I say priorities, I'm talking about the priorities when it comes down to what you're going to work in the business and how you're going to lay that foundation and what hours you're going to put in, and how you're going to commit your days to that. And so I think it's very important that you set aside business